Well, she's a breath of fresh air, isn't she? And I think every time you sort of look at a new performer that comes out, or a new film that comes out, or a new name that crops up, you're always looking to see a little bit of longevity. It's like cricket, right? You don't want to see just a flash in the pan. Alaya, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you.
My name is Salil, and I'm really quite a fan of you and your entire family. Every time I've had the pleasure of meeting your mum. It's amazing. When we hear the voice of your grandfather, it's amazing. I think when you come from a family that is a family of performers, it's like a family of lawyers, judges and all. You've got to like step up to the plate.
Yeah.
But the energy can't be bought over. And you have it. It's amazing. And it's not, everybody doesn't have it in Bollywood. They may perform really well as a character.
Correct.
But have you kept this like going? Some people sort of सहम जाते हैं, change हो जाते हैं.
हाँ.
तीसरी फिल्म, चौथी फिल्म के बाद वो बोलते हैं कि अब थोड़ा let me Bollywoodize myself.
Bollywoodize myself?
हाँ, that's not happened with you.
What do you mean by Bollywoodize yourself? I'm curious because then accordingly I'll give my jawab.
There's a style, heroine का एक style होता है, star का एक style होता है. और वो ढांचे में they don't put themselves. They say that like some of the bigger stars used to say that यार ऐसे heroines नहीं होती हैं. So they Bollywoodize themselves. That's not happened with you.
Okay, I also think, of course, that is to my credit, but also to the credit of the way things are actually changing a lot now in the perception of how you see a heroine or how you see someone that is considered a star or, now thanks to social media and thanks to the access you have into people's lives, that mystery that heroines have to be a certain way is really not the case. You see the same heroines also walking out of the gym in their sweatpants.
All the time.
You also see those same heroines, in baggy tops and whatever. And you also see them looking super glam and doing their thing. And I think the definition of that is changing anyway. So,
but a lot of them will still feel a little, not everyone wants to give the unfiltered look all the time. They still have to sort of keep that. You're not like that. You're out there and it's fine.
Yeah.
In that way is very reminiscent of your mom as well.
Yes.
Is that where it also comes from, do you think?
I'm sure my mother was a lot more unfiltered than I am. I still have my guards up in a lot of ways. She was like all guards down. Like, I'm different than her in that regard and also similar in some ways. I think I'm also just, with every film, with every journey, with every new project, I feel like I'm learning so much more about myself as a person, about myself as an actor, about myself as someone that's working and independent and out there. I think it keeps changing. So maybe, the next time you meet me, you'll be like, hey, you got Bollywoodized now. So I don't know. I don't want to make any large claims on something that's not actually been a very conscious decision. It's been, it's just...
It's you.
I just try and be as authentic to myself because it's really hard to keep up if you're not authentic to yourself. I feel like it's a lot more work to put on a persona and be something that you're not. It's a lot easier to just be you.
And this is, I think this is why I say you're like a breath of fresh air. And also with your choice of films, sometimes when you come in, you have like there is no blueprint, but you want to do a certain bit, you tick mark the classic heroine role, you tick mark this. You haven't again done that. So even though you've got a Freddie where performances are appreciated, your very first film, performances are appreciated. Film may not be appreciated, lekin Alaya ke liye 2-3 lines aa gayi hain. That's what you want to see as well. This one itself is also very nice. It's interesting, it's confusing, and it's all on you also, so you have to pick it out. This is also being done consciously, the role that you want to choose and not do the conventional.
I definitely didn't want to be repetitive with my roles. I think that would be a big mistake on my part because I'll get put into a box that I'm not even sure I really even belong in. I don't know where I fall in the scheme of things. I'm also figuring it out, I'm changing, I'm evolving so much as I'm growing through this journey that by the end of this year, I will have a film in pretty much every different genre.
Wow.
So now I'm also figuring it out. I'm trying to see what I enjoy best as an actor, what I'm naturally better at, what people think I am best suited for. And then as a whole, make more informed choices. Right now, I'm just having fun. Having fun and responsibly, of course, not just, going about and, choosing anything, choosing things that I believe in, things that excite me, because at the end of the day, you have to work on a film for a large period of time.
Course. Yeah.
But I'm just having fun. I'm figuring it out.
But what about there's So like whenever I speak to actors, like
Yeah.
because I've known them for a while, so Arjun and Varun, calculation, territories. Let's see what the impact is going to be. A lot of actors, even Bhumi, all of them also.
Correct.
I started thinking about those kind of things. Do I have that reach over there? Do I have this? Have you not started to do that as well? Or has your support around you not started to say, look, we need to do some things so that we come into more theaters, we get more reach and all that.
Yeah.
All those mathematics that go into it.
So, I mean, not into the great depths of it, but I will say, like, for example, a Jawani Janeman or a Freddie, they're meant for a certain audience. Even though, like, both films, really did really well for me and are two films that I'm so proud to be a part of and I'm just, are so close to my heart. Actually, U-Turn is one of those films that I think lots of different audiences can actually relate to this film. Truly, I think it's actually quite massy. I think, it will draw in a totally new audience for me in a lot of ways as well. It's, even though it's a totally fresh take on all the other U-turns that you think this might
because U-turns were horror for me earlier. Wrong Turn, U-Turn, all very famous horror films.
And this movie, actually, now, if we talk about it, it's been made multiple times. It's been made multiple times, which means that it's a tried and tested formula that people like. People like it and they've watched it. And now we're giving them the Hindi version, which is fresh. There are twists and turns that you will not see coming, no matter which version you've seen of the film. The end, the way it comes together is also fresh and new. So the end will surprise you. You will not know what's going to happen. There's so much that's new that Arif, our director, has put into it, and it really, really comes together. And on a script level, I liked it so much, and that's the reason that I was like, I need to do this film. But
so, what are those? So there was a time when I used to ask Ayushmann also, what's your blueprint? How do you tick mark a film? Because everyone looks different. But he said, brother, in the first 2 minutes, if I felt it and I've visualized it, then I'm on. If that doesn't happen in the first 2 minutes, it doesn't work. Everyone's got their own bits. Some say, yaar, wo director ne bol diya, so I did it. With you, what's that one tick?
Something about the project has to make me feel safe. Now, that can be anything. It can be...
safe as in you mean like producer, director kind, that the setup will be good?
That, or the actor, or the script, or, or the script, or... It can be... Now, if you have everything... Like, for me, Freddie was on everything. Everything was correct about it. Okay, so... For me, that was like
lucky.
Okay, give. Yeah, let's do. But something has to make me feel safe, and obviously, I have to resonate with the script. And
I think this one is bigger because it mounts on you. I think with COVID, there's a time frame that's actually happened that has given a gap larger than possibly what would have happened with you. I think you would have signed about 10 films much more. Did you also go through that period and say that, I've had to cover up lost time, so I should look at a film that is mounted on me also? And then you sort of move forward. I know it may not be calculated, but it sort of worked out this way. And that's a thought that has also
I was actually hesitant to do a film that was mounted on me. But then I was like,
Why? Because you're not sure how they'll react?
No, because I wasn't sure where life was going to take me. I wasn't sure... I shot this film before Freddie. Towards the end of this film, I got Freddie. So I was almost done with the shooting of this. I came back and literally the next day I was on the sets of Freddie. So I finished U-Turn and the next day I was on the sets of Freddie. So it was super sudden, super all of that. You never know where life's going to take you, what your next project is going to be, which one is going to release first, which one's going to be next. And
so in hindsight, are you happy that this has come after Freddie?
Yeah, definitely. I'm very happy that this came after Freddie. I think Freddie opened me up to a new audience. Opened up a new audience to me, whichever way that means the correct thing. And I think now that audience, who I know likes thriller films, that audience who I know has seen my work and hopefully liked it, now can come in and watch U-Turn, which is just a very exciting, engaging, gripping, thrilling, supernatural thriller. And even if they've seen whichever version of it before.
No, but there again, I think people have. We also I watched Terminator 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Predator every Friday has to watch. So and I still, even now, like one of the films that I watch so much is any one of these big thrillers that I watch over and over again. I have a different perspective when I'm watching it. So if you're saying a different version of this film has come, वो तो नया ही picture हो गया.
It's basically the core of it, of course, remains the same, but everything else is different.
What's the one film that you watched in, like, I give some 20,000 examples, that you watched like over and over again and you've completely fallen in love forever?
Thelma and Louise. Kapoor and Sons.
You watched that many times?
Piku. I love Piku.
Really?
Which else?
It's an interesting choice.
Yeah, it's all over.
Yeah, Kapoor and Sons. The problem with Kapoor and Sons, if I knew the end, I can't watch it again.
No, I love the film.
Yeah,
I just, something about it just feels, Piku, I just love. I love Piku. Such a, like, it always makes me laugh. It always makes my heart feel happy and warm.
Yeah. So you're not the thriller and grip and...
See, thrillers,
those kind of films.
I thoroughly enjoy thrillers.
Yeah.
But if I think of movies that I watch again and again, they're probably movies that I get some sort of great comfort from. They're movies that make me feel safe and at home. And thrillers, as much as I love watching thrillers, they don't make you safe and feel at home. I mean, like, so...
Like Jerry Maguire for me would be that.
I haven't seen Jerry
Oh
Maguire.
my God, you must.
Yeah, I will.
When I had children, then I watched it a lot more.
Yeah.
Because as a kid in that, they're just incredible. But, Bollywood's an interesting world now,
Yeah.
I've seen singers now that don't care, and they've said this to me, whether they get a song in a film anymore, because they've got great alternate careers going on. And if they get a film, it's great. I've seen OTT actors that have said, some really fine actors have said, brother, if the film comes, it's cool. If it doesn't come, my work is going to the audience.
Yeah.
There's a great new thought process that's come out. Do you also resonate with that thought process? It doesn't matter where it comes now. Although the Friday of going to a theatre would be exciting, or you can romanticize it, but if there's 17 people sitting in the audience, no matter how great the film, that's going to be a big downer. Matlab, aapki ego bahut deflate ho sakti hai. So are you okay with no matter where it comes out, as long as things come out?
Yeah, I mean, there are some movies that are meant to be experienced only on the big screen. There are some movies that are basically meant to be experienced on an OTT screen. Then there are movies that you can happily experience on both.
Rare kind.
But there are many. I have been in a space where I have had 2 theatrical releases now and 2 OTT releases, this being the second OTT release. I have to tell you, I was just as excited for all of them, maybe a little more excited for my first film, because that was the first film excitement. But I'm just as excited on the day of the release. I'm just as excited seeing myself on a small screen as I am on a big screen. I just feel grateful to be a part of these projects and to know that people are watching no matter where it's coming out. Sometimes films you get a much larger audience on an OTT platform than they do
because
online.
Worldwide people can watch it.
And I think for U-Turn especially, I think it's the perfect platform for it to come out on. I think...
without actually promoting this, because it's not paid. But they actually are the only ones that every week I come to a different film. And I cannot... There's a similar vein that a number of OTT platforms pick up. These guys don't. That way I have to give full marks to them. But coming to this point, there's somebody who had said that sometimes the scale of films, recently, with another film that had just come out, because an OTT platform is perfect for a medium level film, don't kill it by coming out into the theaters, because that would deflate the producer, that would deflate the distributor, and you've already got a good strong following online. Stick to online. So there might just be an exact segregation, and maybe not just the great Pathan, which are these magnum opuses, but I think that demarcation is coming very soon. Do you see that in the producers that you're meeting and the writers that you're meeting?
I think everyone thinks that they know where things are going to go and what's going to happen and how trends are going to go and how trends are not going to go. The real truth of it, because I've had many conversations and I've heard also many conversations. Because I don't really have very much to add into these conversations. So most of the time I listen and I try and observe and learn and understand. I don't think anyone has any idea actually where anything is going, because you can't really predict how an audience is actually going to watch a film. There are films that come out that you think are definitely going to do well and then they don't.
Flopped.
And films that you think might not do well but they become mega hits.
Yeah, true.
You really don't know. And I think right now everyone's just trying to figure it out.
Shooting in the dark also.
Earlier, you had some semblance of a formula.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't think there is any real formula. I think it's been quite erratic in terms of what works, what doesn't work, what found its correct place theatrically, what found its correct place on OTT. I think it's all over the place. I mean, for me, it's quite exciting because I'm sort of figuring it out right now.
Amazing, right?
For someone that's always done something a certain way to now have it change, that's terrifying. For me, this is the only world I've technically known. My first film released like 2 weeks before the pandemic started.
Wow, yeah.
So this is the world I've known.
Yeah.
I'm figuring it out. I'm like this. I'm a chaos debutante.
But
I debuted in the middle of chaos.
But it's working for you.
I've loved it.
What about the close circle around you? Whenever you've got like, how should I say, your own reviewers.
Yeah.
How have they seen your growth as an actor?
Everyone in my life is just so supportive and wonderful. They are so proud because they've seen me go from this girl that could really not speak Hindi, could not dance to save her life, had never acted.
But you're trained, right, in classical dance as well.
Now I am. When I decided to become an actor, I went all guns blazing. I said, if I'm going to do this, I have to do this well. I said, there's no point in doing it and embarrassing yourself on such a large scale. I said, I'm not about that. If I do it, I'll do it properly. I won't do it at all. And they saw that transition firsthand from me being that girl to me being this girl. And it was a large transformation. It was a very, very large one. And it's a transition that molded me into being this person. And I think they've seen that entire journey. They've not just seen me as Alaya, the actor, now growing. They've seen me go from that girl to becoming Alaya, the actor, to then seeing Alaya, the actor grow.
Wow.
So it's an even more special journey. And they are just very proud. They're always proud. My first comments come from them only. My first everything. Yeah.
But I think it's working. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck with this. This is, it's different. But like I said, if you've not, there's a part of this conversation I think I might want to beep for a while because a lot of people might not even know कि इसका कोई version है या नहीं है. So don't go in with that preconceived notion.
Yeah.
I just think that you've got so many facets in the first 4 films only.
Yeah.
You're really going to burn up in 22, 23, 24. I know you've got lots of projects lined up. Some are going to come online, some outside. It's going to be great. 23 is a very exciting year for so many actors. And I can't wait to actually see the progression in the next few months for the audiences as well. I want to see, this is going to be a litmus test for the audiences. Are we planning to really come back to theatres or not? Because right now, it's still very unsure. Bye-bye and take care.